So my thoughts on the use of film in contemporary photography, it's definitely a trend that's growing at the moment. But it's interesting, I feel like it might be more for the sake of the photographer than for the client, because in my experience, your average client doesn't care so much about how the photo is captured, it's more about the end product. So I definitely think it's more of an art form for the photographer rather than the need of the client, really. I've never used film professionally. I've absolutely used film in my hobby photography and my personal practice, but not in my professional practice, I guess because I'm a sucker for the instant gratification of digital photography. And when you're out on the field shooting a wedding, everything's so go, 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 go and fast-paced that it's comforting to me to be able to see the results of what I'm doing straight away and know that I'm on the right track. And I mean, down the road, as I gain more experience, I think I definitely would like to explore more into using film. But at the moment, as my business is growing, I definitely feel more comfortable using digital. I actually think it's the other way around. Just from what I've seen of work of other professional photographers, in my opinion, I think analog photographers seem more advanced and seem more confident in their trade than digital photographers. Just because I envy that confidence that they have, that they're able to go out there not knowing what they're getting and only have one chance to capture these really special moments that can't be reenacted, and they don't get to see what they're capturing straight away. I really admire that in a photographer. I definitely think there's merit in photographers using film in the early stages of their education, because it absolutely helps you understand the practice of photography and really kind of hone the discipline, because it's so expensive as a student to be buying film and using film, and you don't want to waste that. You want to know that you're getting the right results at the time that you're shooting. So I definitely think it helps in that education process in the early stages. 'I think it's a difficult industry to start out in, because there are so many photographers out there and so many fantastic photographers, and with digital these days it's such an accessible art form, and anyone with a camera can take a fantastic photo and call themselves a photographer. But as an educated photographer myself, that's quite frustrating, in that people who aren't trained per se can excel in the field. I think social media is an extremely useful tool for photographers these days. I mean, growing my business, I haven't advertised anywhere. It's all grown through word of mouth, through Instagram, through Facebook, through Tumblr, through blogs. And I think it's important for photographers to develop a web, a network of other suppliers, be it other photographers or other suppliers in the industry that they're shooting in. And social media is a fantastic tool for that, because it's so easy to connect with people online these days and build your networks without having to go out and spend a lot of money on advertising. And yeah, I think photographers really need to take advantage of social media. 5 to 10 years. Hopefully I'm a millionaire. So I think the film trend will definitely continue over the next 5 to 10 years, but at the same time, at the moment, there's a huge trend for photographers making their digital images look as if they're taken on film. I mean, I myself use the Visual Supply Co. filters in Lightroom to emulate that filmic look. So I definitely think it's going to continue down that trend. a more stylized approach. I definitely think in the wedding industry people are moving away from the very formal staged photos, and people are wanting a more photojournalistic style. And I can see that continuing and developing. I think it's a really exciting time for photography because it's just the art form is just constantly changing and constantly developing, but at the same time we're looking back to old practices for inspiration. So it's really exciting to see where it might end up.